Hello, welcome to week 4 of BA 100. I hope that you have been enjoying the last few weeks of content that we have been covering. We've spent a lot of time looking at who we are, some basic jobs that are out there that you may possibly be interested in. And this week, we're going to dive into a topic that really focuses on looking at our relationships and how we can leverage those relationships to be successful in pursuing a career opportunity that's out there, and also just learning about more jobs that are available. So, to do just a quick pulse check, how do you feel when we talk about this idea of networking? Do you feel good, bad, fear, excitement? It's just really great if you can just kind of identify what your initial thought is and then maybe go a little bit deeper and say, why do I feel that way? Why does it make me feel nervous or excited? How have I been successful in this area in the past? How has it been a challenge for me? What are some things I could do this time that'll be a little bit different? So that's what we're going to be focusing in on in week 4 is this idea of networking. So networking is interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contracts. When you're engaging with current professionals and you are interacting with them, participating in networking events, it gives you an opportunity to meet new people, and it also gives you an opportunity to explore different industries, different potential careers, and just become a more well-rounded person and see what else is out there and available for you. This is really important, especially at an entry level position, or if you're looking at making a career change, or if you're re entering the workforce. So, this is a great way to see what's happening in organizations today and to really connect and meet with some people. By joining and participating in professional organizations, you'll have an opportunity to spend time getting to know other people. And this can be a benefit for you, but this is also a benefit for other people. Maybe you're someone that they need in their organization, or maybe they have a friend who would be hiring and you would be a perfect fit for that job or that position. So informational interviews are a really wonderful way to get to know people on a deeper level. So if you're at a networking event and you strike up with a conversation with somebody that you are interested in talking more to, asking and saying, would you be interested in getting together so I could buy you a cup of coffee and we could talk for, 45 minutes to an hour, and I could just ask you some questions about how you got to be where you're at, and maybe you could share some things that you have learned along the way. It's really beneficial to be able to connect with people on LinkedIn after you've met them. We're going to talk in a few weeks about LinkedIn and how to work on your own personal LinkedIn file and make it look professional and be something that you can use and leverage. It's really important to network because it gives you access to industry and professional knowledge that's out there. You're at a really great place right now being in school. People are very happy to meet with students who are in class and are in the process of learning and exploring different things. So it gives you an opportunity to ask advice on how to start, restart, or change into a new career. You're able to learn about new opportunities for professional development that you maybe did not know about. It also gives you the opportunity to hear different perspectives about different organizations out there, different industries, different jobs, things that you might not have even thought you would be interested in, but then you might start talking to somebody and they might absolutely love their organization, and it might be something that you're interested in pursuing. It also gives you an opportunity to develop your interview skills. So it gives you the chance to have a conversation, to practice those nonverbal skills, to practice listening skills, and to engage in a way that it's going to be beneficial when you do actually go into an interview. It also gives you an opportunity to engage in the reciprocal nature of getting to be in relationship with someone and saying, not only what are you doing for me, but what can I do for you? And how can I connect you or share information and knowledge with you? So it's not always just a one-way street, but looking at it as a two-way street that you're giving and you're not just receiving information and knowledge. So when you are talking about doing an informational interview, many times it's conducted by a job seeker with someone who's working in a specific field or a company. So it gives you an opportunity to learn more about that job or career path. And you'll often find things that you can't easily just Google or research because you have someone who maybe is working in that industry that you want to get into. And so they're able to give you real life hands on information. Gives you an opportunity to build your network. You don't know what the future holds. So maybe you're not interested in changing careers now, but maybe you will be in the future. And as you're building your network, it gives you an opportunity to increase that network. You can get some information and advice from someone who's actually working in the field. So you understand what you should be focusing in on, how you can start preparing, if there's different classes you should take, books to read, information, organizations to join, things like that. It also gives you a head start on knowing that information. And then it also gives you just that comfort level with meeting and talking with professionals in a setting that's not just a casual setting that you would be in with a friend, but it's actually a little bit more formal. So you have that opportunity to start working on communicating professionally. So let me give you some tips for effective informational interviews. So you want to make sure that you always do your homework. So research the person that you are meeting with and the company that they are working for. So spend some time Googling them, looking at their LinkedIn profile. If they're part of any volunteer organizations, you want to check that out. You also want to look into their company, see what their company's about, what's their mission, what are their values, what other nonprofit organizations do they support? So you can kind of just get a better idea of who you're meeting with and the organization that they work for. You also want to be clear with your intentions. So let them know up front that you are interested in having an informational interview to learn more about this. You want to also make sure that you reiterate this throughout the entire interview process. I'm here as a student to learn, to connect, to have a conversation, to just gather information. You always want to make sure that you're really prepared and you have your questions prepared ahead of time. You want to have them ready to go, but you want to make sure that your conversation is also developing organically. So you don't want to force the conversation, but let it flow at a natural pace. A lot of times, asking open ended questions at the end, is there anything else that you can tell me? Or is there anything else that I haven't asked that you think would be a good question for me to ask you? What other information can you share? So those pre-prepared questions give you a place to start, but the conversation may go in a different direction and you may still find out great information, even though you don't get your interview questions asked. And then it's always important to send a thank you note. A short email goes a long way to express thanks for their time. It's really important that you want to leave a good impression. And so this is one way that you are able to do that. And then you want to make sure you follow up. Make sure you are connecting on LinkedIn. If they refer you to another contact, let them know you connected with that person. Keep them up to date and in touch as you are searching for a job or as you're graduating. You're starting to build a relationship with this individual. So you're not pestering them or being annoying, but you're casually making sure that you have communication that's open with them. This will also keep you on the forefront of their mind if something comes up that they think may be a good fit for you. So when we're looking at questions, there's 4 categories of questions. So you can ask about their education and career path, their job industry information, information on company culture, their work environment, hiring practices, and then just general career advice. So this framework will help you as you are starting to craft your questions for this week's assignment and for your informational interview assignment. So you don't have to think, oh my goodness, I could ask them anything in the world. Where do I even start? Here you go. Here's these categories. And you're going to start building questions within those categories to ask on your informational interview. So who to interview and how to find them. This is one thing that I find that students can struggle with and have, kind of a barrier to get started with this assignment. So I would just encourage you to think about what are you interested in learning about? And then who would be a good match to get you that information? So you don't have to necessarily know this person directly. You could have a friend of the family. Maybe it's a coworker's cousin or brother or spouse that would be a good person to interview. It's just anyone that you can connect with. The interview can take place over Zoom, on the phone, in person for the assignment. So don't feel like you're stuck to just somebody who can meet you face to face. There's a lot of flexibility in as far as how you meet and who you're meeting with. So I would encourage you to talk to people around you about this. Hey, I'm taking this class and I have to interview somebody. Do you have any suggestions? Ask your friends, ask your spouse, those types of people, coworkers, things like that, that will assist you maybe in finding somebody. And then if you have somebody that says, hey, yeah, my brother-in-law would be a great individual to talk to, that would be amazing. Would you mind connecting us? Can you connect us on LinkedIn? Can you connect us via email? Is it okay if I get their contact information? Can you let them know I will be calling or emailing them to set that up? So make sure you are persistent and you're respectful in your pursuit of setting up that interview, that informational interview. So let me give you kind of the criteria of the assignment, and then we will jump over and we will look at the other content that's included in this week 4 module. So this informational interview assignment, the first part, like I mentioned before, is you're just going to be focusing on the interview questions that are due this week. So make sure you're thoughtful as you develop these questions because you're going to have to ask them in your actual interview. So don't just try to rush through it just to complete the assignment. If you are going to meet with somebody and take their time, which is people's most valuable asset, you want to make sure that you're thoughtful in what you're asking them. So do your research like we talked about, write thoughtful questions. They're going to get you some good information and not just fill in a blank for an assignment. So the informational interview will be due in week 8. So you'll have to conduct that interview later. And then you'll be writing a paper detailing the following for that. So their name, title of the company, and the person you interviewed. And then you reflect on that interview process. How did it go setting it up? How was your actual time talking with them? How did you follow up? You'll discuss what you learned in that job and career path for the person you interviewed. And then you'll make connections between what you learned about the job and career path for you from your interviewee and your own skills and interests. So that is going to be the assignment after you complete your informational interview. So just to reiterate, this week you're just coming up with the questions. In week 8, you're actually going to be conducting it and then writing that reflection paper. But I just wanted to give you a preview of where we're at and where we're going. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's hop over and let's look at what we are going to be covering this week in week 4. So I'm going to go over to our week 4 module so that you can see what we're going to be doing. So this week is all about informational interviewing. So I've included a networking video here for you. And then if you click on this link here, there's another video for you to watch there. And then it also has some different links to networking organizations that are out there in specific fields. So as you can see here, accounting, marketing, finance, economics, management information systems. So it just gives you a lot of different organizations that you could potentially look into and get involved in if you're interested in that specific industry. Here is the informational interview worksheet. So I'm going to click over here so you can see it. So you will have to make a copy or download this in order to fill it in, and you make sure you're logged into your PCC account. But the first step is just going to be identify 3 people who you could interview. And then as you work through this, you're going to be thinking about what's the purpose for your interview? What do you want to learn? So here's some suggestions of things here, but you could also have your own. And then you're going to develop 10 interview questions with your purpose in mind. So you are welcome to do more research on the informational interview questions. There's a ton of material available out there, but this is just to get you started. You should have at least 1 question in each category. So as I mentioned before in the slide presentation just a minute ago, the professional's educational and career path, the job industry information, company information, and then any career advice and how are you going to stay connected to that individual. So a total of at least 10 questions, and you want to make sure you have 1 question for each category. That is all that I have for you today. Next week, we are going to be talking about resumes. So if you have any questions on your assignment, feel free to reach out and let me know. I also wanted to mention that your assignments are due on Sunday at midnight, but you have a week of grace period in which you can turn that assignment in still. I will be grading assignments that are turned in by their due date first, And then as the semester goes on, I will fill in with grading assignments that were turned in during that grace period. So if you're turning in your assignments during that grace week, then just know that you might not get it back within 1 week of the due date.